There are huge traffic jams reported with visual evidence on the Kerch Bridge, escaping from Crimea across the bridge, of which Putin is so proud, of which they had a go at blowing up, as you may remember, back into Russia. The Russians have been ordered to leave Ernahoda, which is the main settlement opposite the Zaporizhia plant, and 16 other villages in the region. Now, what is going on there? They are anticipating a Ukrainian offensive, but are the Russians up to something over the Zaporizhia plant? That's what the IAEA, the authority, fears. Because what is absolutely clear with Zaporizhia, we hear endlessly about the nuclear option. That's it. That's the best one the Russians have got. It is potentially, at the very, very worst, a giant nuclear bomb. And an accident in Zaporizhia would be worse than anything we saw from Chernobyl in
Wow.
1986. Now, there's something else that's going on, which seems very, very interesting. There are huge traffic jams reported with visual evidence on the Kerch Bridge, escaping from Crimea across the bridge, of which Putin is so proud, of which they had a go at blowing up, as you may remember, back into Russia. Things are really moving, and the magic date, which we can discuss, is the 9th of May, the day after tomorrow.
And what do you see on the horizon, Robert?
Well, I think it's very difficult to discern because speculation has been rife, including very detailed maps all across Twitter from people claiming to be authoritative experts, former NATO commanders of the US forces saying, oh, the counterstrike, the counteroffensive is about to start. Once the soil hardens, the mud goes away, then those big tanks can start moving, which Britain, particularly the continental Eastern European allies, have supplied Leopard 2s mainly, and they're so certain and so detailed. I find that they're completely implausible.
Okay.
This, I think, has thrown the Ukrainians, but they've now benefited from it. They were thrown particularly by the Discord leaks, the massive leak of intelligence. So they're now running a level program. There will be a counterattack, but it won't be obvious. But they're also working on a major political charm offensive, I think, looking to what's going to happen at the end of the year. And I do expect a peace deal by then.
And just looking at the coronation yesterday, how significant was it that, there was sort of, representation from Ukraine there? There was a sort of nod to some of the Ukraine flag colours. How significant was that?
Well, apparently the flag colours had been there even at Queen Elizabeth
Oh,
II's
right. Okay, there you go.
coronation. But they were very clever, weren't they? But Mrs. Sunak being on parade with Jill Biden and Mrs. Zelensky, yes, the message was very clear. We may not be integrated in some of the efforts that the EU is doing, and they are really ramping up. But Britain is really behind NATO in the next phase, and we have to watch the next phase. And by the way, the charm offensive has brought the Zelensky family, and this is significant, from Finland to the Netherlands and to the UK. The UK they value as a diplomatic supporter and for advice. What they're going to get out of the Netherlands is possibly, we're about to hear an announcement, I think, within 10 days, F-16 aircraft.